you so much for joining us this morning. I'm Karina Rubio. We are well into our Toys for Tots event, and we're set up as usual in the WCIA back lot. And that's where we find WCIA 3's Matthew White. You've been out there bracing the cold, but at least those donations are rolling in.
Actually are, Karina. That's, as you mentioned, we're here in the back lot of our Champaign studios here at WCIA 3, and you missed it, but a truck had just come by with another donation of toys, and that's what we've seen all morning. The trend has continued. Our community is stepping up and showing out, just like they did it for our Day of Giving event. And if you have a chance in the Danville area, you can do so as well for our Toys for Tots. You can do so at the Crossroads Crossroads Christian Church, excuse me, and donate in that community there as well. But again, we have an opportunity today to make a Christmas special for all of the kids in our communities who may not have that opportunity. Excuse me, I'm out of breath because it's so cold and I ran out here, but I'm still just full of joy because we've seen the community stepping up today. Whether you're on your way to work or on your way to drop your kids off at school, today is a great opportunity to make the holiday special for every kid in our community. And so for those in need, you can step up and do that today. You can also do so online at wcia.com/toy-drive. And again, you can do so in Danville as well. So we're going to be out here all morning. We've had members of the ROTC out here in our communities waving and giving their smiles and giving their thanks to the people who are donating this morning. And so we hope that you can do the same. We've got another car rolling up, I think. They're going the opposite way, but we do ask that you come through this way for the toy drive. So again, we look forward to seeing you out here, right here in Champaign as well as in Danville. Reporting live here in Champaign behind our back lot, I'm Matthew White. Karina, back to you.
All right, Matthew, thanks. Now, coming up on the 9 o'clock hour of the morning show on WCIA 3, a new study is being done at one Central Illinois hospital to see how our brains truly
This is your WCIA3 forecast first.
We're in a back parking lot for our Toys for Tots drive. We are going until 7 o'clock p.m. here at just off our parking lot here off Randolph Street. We've had a steady stream of cars coming in all morning. We'll continue to see that throughout the day today. Now, as you can probably hear on the microphone, it is windy. We look at our current temperatures. We've got temperatures that are in the upper 30s and low 40s, which taken by themselves is actually not that bad. The problem is the wind. It's a very Midwest thing to say. If it wasn't so windy, it wouldn't be that bad out here. We got wind speeds up to around 25 miles an hour with gusts occasionally going over 30 miles an hour. So it is a windy day today, and because of that, our wind chills are down into the upper 20s and low 30s. But we're still having a good time out here. We're keeping warm with the holiday spirit. Our temperatures today technically will be above average, near 50 degrees by about 10 degrees. The thing is, though, we'll be battling the wind throughout much of the morning. We're having it slowly slow down later on this afternoon. WCIA 3 News starts right now.
Well, thank you so much for joining us this Thursday morning. I'm Matthew White.
And I'm Karina Rubio. We have a lot in store for you in the next hour of the morning show, but first, let's take a look at your eye-opener.
Well, 4 threats in 1 week in one school district. We're going to share what police are doing to keep their students safe.
Plus, Camel's getting eliminated from a beauty contest. You won't be able to believe why in our trending topics of the day.
And now we're going to take a live look outside at our back lot. Today, as we mentioned, is our Toys for Tots drive at WCIA, and we are going to take you there. We'll have all that and more in store for you on the morning show, which starts right now.
You're watching your local news leader. This is The Morning Show on WCIA 3 News.
Now, as we mentioned, we are here set up in our back lot as usual for our Toys for Tots event. That's been going on since about 6 a.m.
Absolutely, Karina, and both in our back parking lot and in Danville at Crossroads Christian Church. And I think we're going to catch back up with what's happening in Danville, hopefully. We heard from that the president of Carmack Car Capital, Gary Knight, is dropping off a bunch of toys. There he is. Gary, we hope to hear from you this morning, and we can't thank you enough for what you're giving back to our community.
So we heard you came through
nice,
with a big,
cold, brisk morning out here.
Big round of toys.
Yes, we do. We've been working here the last month or so, all the employees of Carmack Car Capital, and we've gathered up a bunch of toys for the Toys for Tots for the community. It's a great a project we have here with all of our employees, and we want to, at this time, present our Toys for Tots, and it's a great thing for the community, and we're glad to be here.
Looks like you got a full pickup load there. Now, Gary, why is it important for you and the employees out there to help make a difference on a day like today?
Yes, it is, and we know we want all the kids here in Danville, the needy kids that don't have a joyous Christmas, to have a joyous Christmas, a Merry Christmas to everybody, and it's a great project, and we're proud to be part of it.
Well, Gary, we do thank you for all that you're doing, and I know you're probably feeling a lot of joy this morning knowing that you're impacting those kids in Danville.
It's a good feeling. It's awful cold out here this morning, but we feel pretty warm about it, I'll tell you the truth.
Well, that's what the holiday spirit can do, as Jack mentioned earlier. So, again, we do thank you, Gary, and all of your employees for what you're doing and stepping up today.
All right. Well, you guys have a warmer day out here.
All right, Gary, stay warm out there. Thank you so much. Now, turning to a follow-up from Sangamon County. Police are investigating 4 school threats made in just less than a week.
That's right. So WCIA 3's Cole Hinkey explains what authorities are doing to address it.
In just 2 days, police have arrested 4 students for making school threats in Springfield and Chatham.
We're talking about all levels of harm here, and it has to stop. And the way it stops is by us monitoring our youth.
It started Friday. Police say a 13-year-old sent text about bringing a rifle to Washington Middle School. On Sunday, officers say a 15-year-old made a bomb threat involving Sacred Heart Griffin High School. And then the next day, police arrested a 15-year-old for a shooting threat at Springfield High School. And finally, Chatham police arrested a juvenile for making a threat toward Glenwood High School Wednesday.
We've seen an alarming increase in threats of violence, gun violence, bomb threats, and the like, communicated generally by electronic means via text message or social media messaging apps.
3 of the 4 posts were made anonymously on a social media app called Yik Yak. but the students were still found and arrested. Sangamon County State's Attorney Dan Wright says the county is not taking this lightly.
We intend to do absolutely everything within our power to make sure that those who are responsible are held accountable to the fullest extent of the law.
Springfield Police Chief Kenny Winslow would not elaborate on how the investigators track the anonymous posts. But the usual process is for law enforcement agencies to subpoena the companies that run the social media sites to find the poster's IP address.
We will access every resource we possibly can, including working with our federal partners to get to the bottom and hold those accountable.
Police say they can't monitor social media 24/7 for threats, so they are relying on the community for help. They say if you see something concerning, to please report it. Now, a woman has been found after she was reported missing in Christian County. 71-year-old Rebecca Arkbauer was reunited with her family. She had disappeared from her home in rural Palmer on Monday night. St. Anne police in Kankakee found her yesterday morning.
Well, more violent crime was reported across Champaign County this year, and staffing for some law enforcement agencies has actually hit an all-time low, but change is still happening. At yesterday's Champaign County Coalition meeting, we got a full recap of all of the good that's being done. Youth development was a big focus this year. The Champaign City Manager's Office also announced that nearly 700 kids took part in programs. A community violence response team was created, and so was a coalition subcommittee that started tough conversations about race relations.
When you talk about issues of race, poverty, police reform, COVID, the challenges with our school system, the kids being at home, and historic record levels of gun violence, and to see as a community what we've done to come together to combat this, I think we should say, good job, well done, community.
Another big focus was police community relations, and that is the core of the coalition's mission. The heads of the largest county law enforcement agencies also provided updates both about the violence and their own initiatives at each monthly meeting.
I look at the candy aisle and I'm just like, man, that sounds so good, but I know I'm not going to like it, so I don't buy it.
Well, that's because certain foods now taste awful after battling the COVID-19 virus, and she's just one of many people dealing with the same problem.
COVID-19 cases do range in severity, but doctors are starting to learn more about cases that have long-lasting side effects. Now, some long haulers are still battling symptoms over a year after being diagnosed. WCIA3's Bryce Beament has that story.
It is new. I think that's one of the most important things to note is there's a lot to be learned about this.
COVID-19 has been around for about 2 years, and while we're getting used to living with it, doctors are still learning why people have some symptoms, specifically long-term side effects.
Just feeling kind of brain fog or feeling tired. Some people have chest pain or trouble breathing still. So those are some of the things we've seen.
Besides those symptoms, a lot of people experience long-term loss of smell and taste.
It sounds like it's probably not that big of a deal, but it really is. If you can't smell, or if you have an awkward smell, if you can't taste, it really affects your life. And some people get it just with the acute illness and it goes away. Some people get it longer term.
Melissa Chandler got COVID in October of 2020. She says the virus changed her senses, making her favorite foods taste awful.
Chicken smelled like, and I'm going to get a little detailed, it smelled like dog poop and baby vomit mixed together. Like it was horrible, and it tasted like so dry. It could be the juiciest piece of chicken I've ever seen, but it tasted just dry.
Over a year later, she still has problems eating certain foods and sometimes can't finish her plate.
Chocolate, it's just bitter, and like I can't get that taste out of my mouth even if I brush.
She got COVID before vaccinations and worked at a daycare, but experts are saying your best bet on avoiding long-term side effects is prevention. That means getting vaccinated. And even if you already had COVID, doctors say some studies found the vaccine helped get rid of those lingering side effects.
Preventing even the mild symptoms of regular COVID can help prevent this long hauler syndrome.
That was Bryce Beament reporting. Now, health officials say you may be experiencing long-term side effects of COVID, and if so, you are encouraged to speak to your doctor about that, especially because it could be something else, so it's just best to get it checked out to be on the safe side.
Well, one man's only form of transportation was destroyed, and now his friends are rallying together to help him out. On Friday, Steve Humphreys got a call that Danville police were trying to reach him. It's because his truck had been stolen and it was totaled, as you see on your screen. A suspect has been arrested, but Humphreys' heart is still pretty broken.
And I look out there and it's gone. And then they call and tell me. And then when I got there to the scene, it was so mangled. We just wanted to know why. You know why?
Humphreys is also on a limited income and received nothing from insurance. So he says he cannot afford a new car. But that's why his community is stepping up to help. And we're going to have those details on WCIA.com. And now that you're up to speed on the news, we're going to check in with Jack for the weather forecast.
Now, Jack, if you are coming out to the Toys for Tots event today, you're going to want to bundle up a little bit.
Yeah, the actual air temperature, if you just look at that, it's actually not that bad. The problem is we've got the winds that are very strong coming in out of the southeast. We'll show those here in just a moment. Here's our view, though, from our back parking lot on our Woods Basement Systems on our Flooring America iNet camera. You've got, again, cloudy skies out there. We actually have had a little bit of some sprinkles here and there, which you can see on the Storm Tracker Doppler. The satellite, though, picking up on the clouds. As we zoom out, you'll notice that we got this, again, small, kind of powerful, compact little low passing through the Midwest. That's why it's windy today. And then off to our west, we've got that next low that will be here for later on tomorrow. That's the one that will give us our chances for some showers, even some storms as we go into the overnight hours. So again, looking at these temperatures right now, they're not that bad. In fact, these are about where they should be for a high temperature. The problem is, and the winds are out of the southeast, which is technically a warm direction, which will help us to get into the low 50s today. It's just that you have wind gusts that are gusting to around 35 miles an hour. That's going to feel cold no matter what. So our wind chills are in the upper 20s and low 30s. So again, the actual air temperature today looks pretty good. A lot of us will be in the upper 40s and low 50s. That's about 10 degrees warmer than normal. But I would be hard-pressed to find anybody who said that it feels warm out there today. Probably tomorrow. Even though it'll probably also still be really windy, it will be warm with temperatures likely into the 60s. But today for our Toys for Tots drive in the back, it's not snowing, but that wind is going to be hard to battle with.
It's very noticeable out there for me at least, Jack.
Yeah.
Best part is, though, if you come out, you don't have to get out of your car. Just roll down your window, crack the window a little bit.
I was just going to say that thing. Yeah, you just stay in your car, so you're all good.
Absolutely. Keep the heat on.
We'll brace the cold for you.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Well, turning to our trending topics of the day now. First up, if you'll be going to see the new version of West Side Story that opens in theaters tomorrow, don't look for English subtitles during the Spanish-speaking parts of the film. Now, director Steven Spielberg was asked about it, and he said it was intentional. The Oscar-winning director said that he felt that subtitling the Spanish would have been disrespectful to what is the second language of this country, adding it was out of complete respect to give dignity where dignity is earned and deserved to be given. Wow. I'm excited for this movie. I am, because I'm a big fan of the original West Side Story, but I speak Spanish, so not an issue for me, but I can kind of get the other side. You might want to understand what they're saying a little bit.
Well, yeah, an appreciation of culture. It's just a big part of our country here still. So.
Yeah. I mean, there have definitely been plenty of movies where, I was like, I don't know what they're saying, but it just sounds cool.
Yeah.
Right. And those are usually like for like French or something like that. But like, after taking some Spanish, I probably could pick up on a few things. Yeah.
Maybe it'll be a good challenge. See how much you know then without those subtitles.
Correct. Yeah.
And I think, Karina, you can attest that once you stop using it and practicing it regularly, you do lose the language. And at one point, I knew it. So.
100% true. You got to keep those brain muscles going, or else you're just going to kind of have it go out in ear and out the other.
Yes, absolutely.
But this is going to probably win some awards, I would say.
There's no way it doesn't.
Yeah.
I think just with the talent alone from the acting and then the music and like Steven Spielberg said, keeping the culture intertwined in the movie. So.
Chuck and Pam, I haven't seen their review of it. Did they like it? I'm sure they did.
Did they review West Side yet?
They haven't yet. Maybe we'll be talking about that one
Could
tomorrow.
Be this Friday.
Stay tuned for that.
Yeah, all right.
Stay tuned.
There we go. So a high-stakes beauty pageant for camels is causing drama in Saudi Arabia. The government has disqualified dozens of camels for using Botox. Every December, there's a competition held for the most beautiful camel, and there's more than $60 million in prize money, so breeders get very competitive. That's why some have made cosmetic changes to their camels, like Botox and facelifts, which are against the rules. 40 camels have been disqualified so far.
Is this not animal abuse?
It's got to be. I mean,
be.
don't think you should be injecting anything unnecessary into an animal.
Camels' lips are already big. They don't need lip fillers. I mean,
Who would have thought, though, that a camel competition could get you $60 million?
That was a $60
Good point,
million.
though. It is a lot.
Yeah, it's probably the problem there is like it's way too much money, and that's why they're doing anything that they can.
Sacrificing the camels for it. That's sad.
Well, at least they're facing some consequences for that, I guess.
Yes, Karina, they are.
Hopefully they're also helping those camels out.
Well, okay, so there is one thing, though. On a bucket list, I would love to ride a camel through a desert. I feel like that'd be cool.
Oh, yeah.
I've done it before. Not through the desert, but they had one at a pumpkin patch one time, so I did that, so that was fun. Not definitely the desert, but if you close your eyes, you could pretend, so.
Well, if it was hot that day, that could have helped, too. Well, all right, well, in our final trend, it's an amazing homecoming story. It should make you smile. Jessie Best and her family got into a rollover car crash, and it happened early on Thanksgiving morning in Pennsylvania, about midway between Pittsburgh and Philadelphia. They were okay, but their German Shepherd Cairo was thrown from the car, then vanished into some woods along I-99. So, of course, they searched for days and they had no luck. But finally, 8 days later, a sign of hope surfaced. A member of the family was walking through a neighborhood near the crash scene. They saw the dog sitting under somebody's porch. So they then called to him. He slowly came out, and they were finally reunited.
Oh, nice.
Wow, that's an amazing story.
Very special. I couldn't imagine if I ever was in an accident with my pet, especially alone. But I think I'd be first things first, protect the pets. So.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, a rollover is scary enough as it is for a human, but then for a dog, like, I mean, it's probably, as long as that dog was all right, he probably just shot out of there.
Got away.
Glad everyone's okay.
Absolutely.
He's a survivor, though, because it looks like he was wandering through the woods for a while, but he found his way home. You know, dogs are a lot smarter than we think sometimes.
Especially German Shepherds.
Oh,
Those are some tough dogs. So.
Yeah, I feel like if any dog could last a few days out there, German Shepherds would probably be one of them. My Chihuahua, probably not so much.
Luke.
So definitely want to be extra careful with those smaller dogs.
Absolutely.
All right, well, still to come here on The Morning Show, we're going to give you a look at our Toys for Tots event.
Stay with us. You're watching The Morning Show.
Live from your local news leader, Karina Rubio, Matthew White, and Central Illinois' most accurate forecast with meteorologist Jack Durfin. You're watching The Morning Show at 9 on WCIA 3.
It's the season of giving, and the Bismarck Fire Protection District gave back for one woman. Tessa Tranchant has autism, and she loves learning about EMS and fire departments. So they invited her out for a tour, and they had a locker for her and even gave her some T-shirts. They even let her ride around in the fire trucks, and her brother says he couldn't be more grateful for their kindness.
Time is so valuable, and for them to set aside a couple hours of their time is huge. That means so much to me.
Her face, it made the whole day so worth it. I mean, I don't think that girl ever stopped smiling the entire time that she was with us, and our group, we just never stopped smiling either.
They do plan to have Tranchant come back again, both this spring and in the summer. A big portion of the money you donated during WCIA3's annual Day of Giving will be handed out this week. $30,000 is going to organizations working to achieve victory over violence in Champaign County. The United Way of Champaign County chose 6 different initiatives. Beverly Baker says these are all the groups that are providing services based on research that has worked.
It's about reinvesting this right back into the community in which it came from. So we're very appreciative for the community always stepping forward and recognizing a need. And so we're anxious to continue to tell the stories about the work being done.
Donors doubled our goal last week, so there's another $30,000 to help organizations reduce the violence. Applications are open through December 21st. If you would like to apply, you can check out our website. Springfield City Council officially cleared the way for repairs to be made to an abandoned historic home. The Taylor House right here used to be a place for children in the African American community. That's where they could learn trades and other skills, but it's been sitting empty for decades. So the council approved money from the city's marijuana fund to pay for the project, but some aldermen didn't like that plan.
City Council always reserves the right to make a vote on something good like this. We went to the table and we was innovative, and we pieced some things together so everyone's comfortable.
The Springfield project plans to bring STEM and trade courses to the home. Once the foundation is complete, they also plan to educate low and moderate income children. Well, like we've been saying all morning, it's the WCIA 3 Day Toys for Tots event. Now, last week we hosted our Day of Giving event, raising way over our goal, over $60,000. But this week we can show you how you can give back during the holiday season. So in support of Toys for Tots, we're hosting this event in our back lot, and that's where Matthew White is right now. He's been bracing the cold all morning, and it looks like you have Caesar there with you.
Dude, Caesar's helping me keep warm. He's actually got the right outfit on, though. You were telling me this is really keeping you warm.
Yeah, it's years of experience, and as the wind just kept biting through and going through it. But I'm glad to be out here.
Yes,
I'm warm, and even if I wasn't warm with the gear, I'm warm because it's feeling good to see all the toys and the donations that are coming in. So,
well, Caesar, you and I were just talking. It takes our entire community to make this possible, and you've seen a lot of the individuals that make this make a difference.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, I just say, hey, we're doing this Toys for Tot thing, and we're trying to help some kids. Can you help out? Right. And the Illinois Fire Service Institute says, we can give you a box and collect all those toys. And then Jim Hampton over at Tapman's Towing goes, I can deliver that box for you. And then Hayden Simonis over at Gentle Giant goes, hey, I can hang Christmas tree lights on the box. That's awesome. Nice. And so, like, all these people come out of the woodwork to be able to help out and make sure that we get everything that we need to be able to successfully run a campaign and successfully do a toy drive here in your backyard. And we sincerely appreciate not only WCIA being able to promote it, but also all the people that it takes to actually make this thing happen. The NROTC, yes. The Marines and midshipmen are out here, in uniform, no less, and they're freezing, and they're coming out here. So, the volunteers that come out all year long from all around the county, and it's really appreciated.
Absolutely. So we do want to remind you that you can not only donate here in Champaign, but also in Danville at Crossroads Christian Church. So we hope that you'll have the opportunity to do so. But as we talk about these chilly temperatures, we've got to send it over to Jack to see how warm it's going to be later on today. Jack, after the break.
Central Illinois' most accurate forecast with meteorologist Jack Gervin.
I'm standing by our Big Bell here in our back parking lot at our Toys for Tots drive, and also got the big blue shipping container behind us that we hope to fill with all the toys. We go until 7 o'clock tonight. Now, as you take a look from our Flooring America iNet camera, looking down in our back parking lot and our Woods Basement Systems camera, we've got cloudy skies out there, and we've got temperatures that will be throughout the day. Just looking at those numbers, it doesn't look too bad. We've got temperatures that'll be topping out right around 50. The problem is the wind. We've got winds right now that are out of the southeast. Now, currently the temperatures, again, just looking at those just off the map, it's not that bad in the upper 30s and low 40s, but you've got a wind chill in the upper 20s and low 30s because of these strong winds, which are gusting at times over 35 miles an hour. So I don't think it will really be safe to say that 50 is going to feel good today. It's going to feel cold with that wind, and also still staying relatively cloudy too. Now, the wind gusts are likely going to be strongest this morning. As we go throughout the afternoon, they will be slowly coming down. So when Jennifer Roscoe comes out later on this evening, the winds will likely not be as strong. So we're dealing with the brunt of the winds this morning. And then we're looking at also very strong winds for tomorrow too. Temperatures, though, really all over the place in terms of big ups and downs, but you'll notice that most of our time is spent above average. This is going to be a very mild week over the next 7 days, and even the 8 to 14-day outlook still remains about as warm as it can be going all the way to December 22nd. Now, on Storm Tracker Doppler currently, we have felt at times a little sprinkle here and there. Those are kind of passing on through. Then off to our west and northwest, you can see the actual low that's spinning through. It's a very compact little system, and that's the reason why it's so windy this morning. Off to our west, though, our big low that will be coming through for tomorrow and Saturday still has yet to approach. So again, it looks warm with a high of 50. It will not feel that way because of those winds. Again, it's a southeast wind, which is technically a warm direction, but when it gusts near 40 miles an hour, it's not going to feel warm no matter what. And then 38 overnight tonight with cloudy skies. Here's our future track for tomorrow. You're going to notice that our temperatures will be kind of slow to warm up. We'll be in the 50s by the afternoon as a band of rain comes through. That's the warm front. We'll then continue to keep on getting warmer and warmer. So our highest temperatures on our Friday are likely going to be 9, 10 o'clock at night, with a chance for possibly some storms as we go into the overnight hours after 9 o'clock into about that 3 a.m. time frame. And then our Saturday, our temperatures are going to plummet. So we may actually have a high on Saturday in the upper 50s near midnight, but by the afternoon, our temperatures will have fallen all the way into the 30s. That's a pretty strong cold front, and when those happen, we technically do have the chance for maybe a stronger storm here or there. Storm Prediction Center does have a marginal risk for severe weather in our southeastern corner. So actually it's going to be kind of a busy day for us in the weather department. It's going to be warm, windy, and stormy. And then behind that system, we're looking at some cooler weather for Saturday. But then our 7-day, you'll notice, is still not that bad. Temperatures are going to be in the 40s, 50s, and then eventually getting back into the 60s by the end of the 7 days. So again, it's chilly out here with the wind. The temperature may be 50, but we're feeling good inside because of all the joy and happiness that we're going to be delivering to area kids. We'll be right back after this.
The Morning Show.
Disappointed, but I hope that we can educate our community and offer help and resources and taking care of your pets.
Vermilion County Animal Control says they're seeing more animal abuse and neglect cases in that area, and they say it's a substantial rise from previous years. The Vermilion County Animal Shelter is taking in a lot of these animals, so those cases have been more severe. WCIA3 Sarah Lehman reports.
Animal control can be a tough job.
I think that there's a lot of impression that animal control doesn't care and we're just going to bring in and we're going to euthanize them. I can tell you that every single one of us, our officers, we leave here crying some days because our job sucks some days, but we're here because of the animals.
This year, the animal control in Vermilion County says it's even worse.
I've seen a significant rise, as all of us have. I've been here a long time, and I would say this year's probably been one of our worst. And not just the numbers, but the severity of the cases. That's one of our main concerns is some of the severity of the cases that we've had.
Vermilion County Animal Control officers says they've seen an increase this year in abuse, neglect, and hoarding cases. But they say they think it's because they're getting more support from the community and others, so more people are reporting the cases.
It's sad to us because we are here. But for me, I think it hurts my feelings to the point where I just wish we could get out there to reach more people.
They say it doesn't have to get to a severe level. They say they can provide help to an extent, but they can't help if they don't know.
If you see something in your neighborhood, driving around, what have you, if you hear something, call. Let us know.
They say they can't help if they don't know about the issue. So if you know someone who needs help, please reach out. You can contact your local animal control or shelter. We have more information on our website. Well, some parents in the Georgetown Ridge Farm District are worried about what their kids are being served for lunch. Now, the district says it's having supply chain issues, but students are still getting nutritious meals. Now, this picture ended up getting more than 200 comments. You can see in that photo that was just there, a pancake on a stick, applesauce, and milk. The graham cracker was already eaten, and Casey Hoskins posted that. She has 5 children in the school district. She says recently her kids have been complaining about the lunches and coming home hungry. That's why she brought the issue to other parents in the community.
It was really heartbreaking, really, not even just for my children. I feel really bad for some of the children that, they really depend on that lunch meal. They might not eat again at home if they're struggling. So it really made me upset to think that that was it.
The school district responded to the social media post, saying there is a nationwide food shortage because of the pandemic, and that's what's causing them to have different meals at lunch. The superintendent says nearly 60% of what they ordered this week wasn't available, so they had to revamp all of their menus, but our requirements were met. Hoskins says she has several ideas of how the community can step in to help, like a community produce drive to be able to provide the students with fresh fruits and veggies, and she plans to meet with the superintendent to talk about those ideas. Like we told you just a few minutes ago, we are well into our annual Toys for Tots event. Now, earlier we showed you what's happening in our back lot with Matthew, but don't forget we do have a location in Danville at Crossroads Christian Church. Now, they just had a big donation of trucks that were out there. What's the scene like so far right now?
Hello, we're doing great out here. We're getting a lot of toys. A lot of local businesses are bringing in toys and making their donations. It's a great thing that's going on here in Danville. Just so everyone knows, my father started this 30 years ago for Danville. So we've been doing this, been involved in it for about 30 years now, and every year he goes around and would collect everything. But it's something that we do every year, make sure that our bins are full for our Courtesy Auto Group and get the toys out where they're needed.
And I know you just said Courtesy Auto Group, but we didn't catch your name there. Can you remind us of your name again, please?
My name's Joe Zarn.
Joe,
Z-A-R-N.
Thank you so much for your generosity. And how does it make you feel to be able to continue that tradition and, just put some smiles on kids' faces?
It's great. Just knowing that there's a lot of people there that used to get the donations, and now they're giving for the kids that need them now. So it's a great turnaround on how it's been doing for 30 years here in Danville.
All right, Joe. Well, thank you so much for your generosity. Have a great day.
Thank you.
All right, well, coming up on the morning show, we'll have more news and, of course, a look at your weather. We'll be right back.
You're watching your local news leader. This is The Morning Show on WCIA 3 News.
Welcome back to the morning show. We just checked in with how things are going with our Toys for Tots event over at our Danville location at Crossroads Christian Church. But let's go back out there at our own back lot. Matthew, you've been out there all morning. I know it's starting to warm up a little bit, but how are the donations looking?
Well, as you know, the holiday spirit can definitely warm you up in a hurry, and we've seen, as you know, Major Randall Summit, a lot of people in our community coming out and making a difference for our kids. Yeah. So I wanted to ask you, Major, can you talk about how many toys and financial donations have we received this morning, and what's been your experience this morning?
Well, the donations have been coming in pretty steady now, especially now that it's getting closer to a better hour, so yes. It's time gone by. So we've seen a stream of people coming in, doing a great job. They've already started bagging up the stuff and filling up the large container back there, so we're hoping to totally fill that and fill our truck as well, like we did last year. So it's coming in real well. I don't know the numbers yet, but they're coming in really smooth.
Well, I just saw you, I witnessed you helping kind of unload some of those toys as well, and getting your hands dirty in that experience. Can you talk about just kind of how you're feeling knowing you're helping these kids?
Well, as my friend Caesar says, you just can't say thank you enough. You just cannot say thank you enough to the people. So you want to get out here. We want to be part of this and involved to let people know how much we really do appreciate this. Because, again, Teaser gets the joy of seeing all the stuff come in, and then we distribute all the stuff to all the families. And so next week is when we'll be doing all that. And right now we have about 800 families. We're expecting about 1,000 by the time we're done. Families that will be going through our toy shop getting toys for this Christmas here in Champaign County.
Now, is there any specific need that we need today for our community to come out and donate for the kids? Or?
Well, the areas that's always the most difficult is, the first one always surprises me, and that is the babies. Now, we're not talking toddlers. We're talking babies, the really young ones, that age, and then, of course, the older kids. It's always difficult for the older kids because those things get so pricey. But those are the two most needed areas, but all the toys are needed. all the toys are needed, and all the toys will stay here in Champaign County, and all the toys will go to needy children right here.
Absolutely, and that's the goal for today in our Toys for Tots drive. We want to give all those kids the Christmas they deserve.
Absolutely, and that's what it's all about, making Christmas as merry as we can for as many people as possible. Caesar's goal is, and my goal as well, is that no child in Champaign County goes without Christmas. There's no reason for it. We have plenty. We have a generous community, and we just want to meet as many people as we can.
Alrighty, well, you can come out and help meet the need with us right here in Champaign, reporting live behind our back lot of the WCIA studios. We'll send it right back to you, Karina.
All right, Matthew, thank you. Now, Carl and the U of I are conducting a first-of-its-kind imaging study. They're using a new MRI machine to collect all that information. It's all about the brain structure and function, but across a diverse group of volunteers. The research team hopes it will improve their understanding of overall brain health.
This piece of equipment is only one of about 14 in the country at this time. It's certainly the only one in the state of Illinois, and we're really eager to use it to translate some technologies and to work with our community to better understand the structure and function of the brain.
The study needs 300 volunteers, 18 and older, to participate. It's an up to 3-year commitment. Volunteers will also complete several questionnaires about their health, as well as their medical history and physical activity. If you're interested, we do have a link at WCIA.com. Well, it is the season of giving, and blood banks across the country are hoping you take that to heart. Right now, the American Red Cross blood supply is at historically low levels. If more donors don't come forward, some patients requiring a blood transfusion may potentially face delays in care. The current blood supply is at the lowest in more than a decade for this time of year. Now, as we've been saying all morning, it is Toys for Tots, and coming up on the morning show, we're going to check back in, tell you how you can help make a difference for kids this holiday season. We'll be right back.
Guide. This is The Morning Show.
We Kicked off our Toys for Tots event at 6 this morning, and those donations are continuing to pour in. And WCI3's Matthew White is out in our back parking lot right now. Matthew, how are those donations looking so far?
Oh, they're going, Karina. I want to actually start walking if we can and show you this car that's currently donating. Jack's been waving at these folks, and we've actually got another car rolling up. So the community is hearing our call for help for our kids in the area, trying to give them the Christmas that they deserve. And so let me step aside and let you see all of this, the positive people that are coming up in our community. We've had Sarah Lehman out here waving at our community, another reporter here at WCIA. Oh, and look at this trunk. I wish you could see it, but it's just jam-packed with toys. The ROTC members are helping get it out of the car and putting it into the boxes here by our bin. We're hoping to transition all of these toys to deliver to those kids in our area. So just to give you an idea, if you're just now joining us on the morning show, we are in the back lot of our WCIA3 studios right here off of Randolph Street, 509 South Neal. You can also donate in Danville, though, at Crossroads Christian Church. They're accepting toys there as well. And if you don't want to come out into the cold, you can donate online right on your laptop or your phone, WCIA.com/toy-drive. So Jack's actually out here helping get some of these toys because there's so many. Caesar is out here, the director of the Toys for Tots program in Champaign. It takes an entire village to get all of these toys, and these kids are going to really enjoy their Christmas. They deserve that, and so we're going to make that possible for them. And again, if you have any opportunities to come out today, we're here until 7. Plenty of time to do so. The winds are kind of getting light now, but they're really, as we've said all morning, no excuse not to make kids bright for the holiday season this Christmas. So again, if you have the chance, come on out. We're here in Champaign, Illinois, behind our WCIA3 studios. There's just so much positivity. There's hugs, there's smiles. It doesn't get any better than this, Karina, so look forward to having you come out here and experience this with me as well. But after this break, we're going to check in with Jack for the forecast to see just how cool it's going to be for us today. We'll see you in just a few.
Now, Central Illinois' most accurate forecast with meteorologist Jack Gervin.
Right now, I'm in the staging area of the toys. We got all of our big Toys for Tots boxes. These will get filled up, and then our friends and volunteers with the ROTC, they'll then box them up and we'll put it into our big shipping container, and we'll fill this up by later on this evening. Again, we go until 7 o'clock tonight in our back parking lot. We'll take a look outside with our camera here on our Flooring America iNet Woods Basement Systems camera, aiming right down in our back parking lot. Again, it is generally a cloudy sky out there. There's some thinner clouds here and there that's trying to have some of the sunshine peek out, but it is not going to be necessarily a full sunny day. You'll notice that the temperatures for our highs today will be able to get to around 50, which on paper sounds just fine. The problem is we got some strong winds out there this morning that will then continue into the afternoon. Right now we have upper 30s and low 40s on the temperatures, which again, not that bad for December standards at this time of the day when we normally would have our highs into the upper 30s and low 40s anyways. But with the winds gusting as strong as they are, we have wind chills that are into the upper 20s and low 30s, and those gusts are sometimes approaching or even exceeding 35 miles an hour. So it is a windy day out there today. You notice that our gusts will be kind of falling down throughout the afternoon, so it should probably be less windy later on today, but that wind will be cold no matter what. Even though it technically is a warm wind that gets us to 50, it is not going to feel that way whatsoever. You'll notice, though, that we have some big temperature increases and decreases on our 7-day, but for the most part, everything is staying above normal. We should normally be around 41, 40 degrees for this time of the month of December, and you'll notice we have a lot of 50s and even some upper 60s on our forecast too. So this is a very warm week with some strong winds at times too. Even our 8 to 14 day outlook is trending far, far above normal. So this is going to be, oh, someone donated $100. Nice. Got that bell that rang back there. So it is going to be a warmer than normal trend here going probably just before Christmas. Today we did feel a little sprinkle here and there. Storm Tracker Doppler did pick up on some of that light precipitation. But as we zoom out, you can see that everything is spinning around a very compact low, moving through parts of Wisconsin. That is the reason why we're so windy this morning. But it's also, as that system moves away, the reason why it will probably be less windy later on today. Our next system for Friday and Saturday is brewing off to the west. So again, we'll top out at 50, which again, normally is not that bad. But with the strong winds that we have out there, it is going to feel cooler than that. And then we'll drop down to 38 overnight tonight. We've got on our future track, warm temperatures expected by tomorrow. In fact, our highs will be in the 60s tomorrow. And ironically, those will likely be coming in tomorrow night. So the warmest part of our Friday is going to be at night as showers and even some storms will be coming on through. You'll notice some reds that are popping up there. There's actually a chance that we could see maybe a stronger storm going late into the overnight hours of our Friday night, and then temperatures fall very quickly Saturday morning. So there's actually the chance for some severe weather, especially in southern Illinois for tomorrow. So we'll keep an eye on things here in our local area in case we get any stronger storms here or there. Rain showers will continue throughout our Friday going into Saturday morning. Temperatures on Saturday top out in the upper 50s right around 2 o'clock in the morning, and then they'll be in the 30s by the afternoon. And then so we'll be looking at a colder rest of our Saturday, Sunday, not that bad. And our 7-day forecast, you'll notice we've got temperatures that'll be in the 40s, 50s, and even 60s. With our forecast here. So it's going to be very mild. We're going to continue on after this.
show.
Thanks so much for sticking with us during the morning show. We are here closing out our 9 o'clock show at our Toys for Tots, and there's some big donations that are going on right now.
Absolutely, Jack. We've seen it all morning, too.
Yeah.
The trend is still continuing with giving people here.
Yeah, normally we've got, kind of some peaks in the day. We've really had a nice, steady stream of cars coming on through, so that's just been great to see. We've even had, full SUVs, and it's filled to the brim with toys. And so hopefully we just keep on seeing that here for the rest of the day.
Well, and I love seeing the ROTC members, too, out here just helping get all of these stuffed trunks full of toys, just trying to get them out into this big bin that we've got behind us.
Definitely, and the cars keep rolling through, but if you can't make it out of your house or can't leave work today, but you do want to contribute, remember that just go to WCIA.com, because then you'll also be able to give money that way, a donation that way, and then they'll take that money and use it to buy all the toys they need to meet the need for the number of families that they have signed up. And this isn't the only location that we have.
That's true. I was just we got $100. We love our $100. No, I do want to say, too, that in Danville at Crossroads Christian Church, you can donate there in Danville as well if it's more convenient. So.
Yep. And, we're out here, and it's very windy. That wind it's coming from the southeast. It's technically a warm wind, but it definitely does not feel warm whatsoever. All you have to do is just stay in your car. So you can just keep the seat heater on and everything, and you'll feel nice and toasty. And our lovely volunteers will take those toys from you, even out of your trunk, too. So you can just stay seated if you'd like.
All right, make sure you come out and donate. We will see you back here at our noon show. Have a great day.